In this tutorial, we will show you how to use the Animator Sprite Swap System to set up a top-down perspective character with 4 alternate animations for moving in directions up, down, left, and right. To begin using the Animator Sprite Swap, you will need to have an existing Animator Controller asset with animation clips. For this example, we will be using a simple Animator Controller setup with 2 animation states for idle and walking. Sprites used for these animations can be found in 2 separate spritesheets. First spritesheet contains the idle animation sprites, second spritesheet contains the walking animation sprites. In this tutorial we will be creating an Animator Reskin asset to replace these sprites with ones from another spritesheet texture. To create an Animator Reskin asset, open Tools, Animation, Reskin. Select Dynamic at the top of the Reskin window. Select your character's animation controller you want to create a reskin asset for. Set the alternate sprite source to same texture. Our alternate animation sprites for top, down, left, and right directions are stored in the same spritesheet textures as the original animation. This will automatically pick up the remaining sprites from the spritesheet to be used in alternate animations. If your animations are split up in different spritesheets, for example, top, down, left, and right direction sprites are all stored in separate texture files, use separate textures instead. Next, set the sprite alternate count to 4. 4 alternate animations for each character facing direction, top, down, left, and right. Next, click on Generate. You will be shown a list of spritesheets that are used for the animations found in the Animation Controller asset. Select the sliced spritesheet texture you want to replace the original with. Again, click on Generate. An Animator Reskin asset should be generated in Assets directory by the name of your Animator Controller. Inside it, you will find all of the states in the Animation Controller that were found in the Animator Controller asset. Each state in the Reskin asset contains keyframe data and sprite. Each animation state will be labeled by its respective directory in the Animator Controller. Now, select your character game object in the hierarchy. Add the Reskin dynamic script component to the object by dragging the script onto the object or using Add Component in the Inspector tab. Next, assign the Animator Reskin dynamic asset you previously created to the Reskin dynamic component's Reskin asset property. Once you are finished with these steps, upon entering play mode your character's animations should be using the sprites from the Animator Reskin asset you created. For the demonstration, I created a badly written script to control the character and its animations. What you will need is an index variable, a reference to the Reskin dynamic component. This is where I calculate which index that I need to use. Using the Reskin dynamic setIndex function we are able to choose which animation we want to play. To easier identify the new character in the editor, I suggest assigning him a new sprite. Once you are finished with these steps, upon entering play mode your character should be using the sprites from the Animator Reskin assigned in Reskin dynamic component for its animations. As you can see, animations for all facing directions are working perfectly. You can try disabling and enabling the Reskin component to see how the animations switch back and forth. This is not limited to 4 directions, you can use as many directions as you want. Now that we know how to use the Animator Sprite Swap System, let's quickly create 2 more characters. Let's create 2 more duplicates. Next, create 2 more Animator Reskin dynamic assets using different spritesheets. Assign those Animator Reskin assets to our duplicate character game objects. Assign them unique sprites. Upon entering play mode, all characters should be playing the same animations using sprites from different spritesheets. It's quick and simple. This concludes the tutorial. Hope this helps.